Hello friends, today I will tell you the summary of the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and what we need to learn from the book. This video will be in series. Don't forget to subscribe to be informed about the series and such content. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, had two main influential fathers in his life. Poor Dad was Kiyosaki's biological father, a highly intelligent and highly educated man. He believed in working hard and getting good grades, then getting a well-paying job. Yet despite these seemingly positive qualities, Poor Dad was not in good shape financially. Rich Dad was the father of Kiyosaki's best friend. He had a similar work ethic to Kiyosaki's real father, but with one difference. Rich Dad focused on financial education, learning how money works, and understanding how money works for us. Despite dropping out of school in the 8th grade, Rich Dad eventually became a millionaire by working towards the money he earned in return for his hard work. This book, which I am trying to summarize today, was first published in 1997 and soon sold millions of copies worldwide as a must-read for people interested in investment, money, and the global economy. And it has become the #1 personal finance book of all time. Destroying the myth that wealth is born. The theme of the book is how to use money as a tool for wealth development. Let's take a look at the important lines of each chapter in the book together. Chapter 1. The rich don't work for money. Most rich people work very hard, but they do it differently than most people. Rich people and those who want to be rich work every day and learn how money works for them. As Rich Dad said, the poor and middle class work for money. The money of the rich works for them. Kiyosaki points out that having a steady job is only a short-term solution to the problem of creating long-term wealth and financial freedom. It is the fear that keeps most people at a job, the fear of not being able to pay their bills, the fear of being fired, the fear of not having enough money, and the fear of starting over. This is the result of studying and working for money to learn a trade or trade. Most people become slaves to money and then get angry with their bosses. Part 2. Why teach finances? This section explains the difference between an asset and a liability and touches on how much money you hold, not how much money you make. An asset is a concept that has value, generates income or appreciates, and has a market where it can be easily bought and sold. Assets generate income. Assets are valued, or entities do both. Conversely, liabilities pull money out of your pocket because of the costs associated with them. A personal home is not an asset unless it has gained enough value to offset the costs of ownership. On the other hand, rental property is an asset because it can generate enough passive income to exceed the operating and financing costs of the real estate. You want to be rich? Once you truly understand what an asset is, focus your efforts on purchasing income-generating assets. Keep liabilities and expenses low. You will deepen your pillar of being. Chapter 3. Mind your own business. There are two important messages in this section. First, pay off your debts and start investing in income-generating assets as soon as possible. Then stay financially healthy by spending your time rather than your salary and investing as much of your money in assets as possible. In this episode of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Kiyosaki notes that most people mix their jobs with their jobs. In other words, they spend their whole lives working in someone else's business and making others rich. The primary reason the majority of the poor and middle class are fiscally conservative is their lack of financial foundation. They have to stick to their jobs and play it safe. They can't afford to take risks. Chapter 4. The history of tax and the power of corporations. The points made in this section discuss how to play the investment game wisely. The rich understand the power of corporate structures and tax laws and use whatever legal means they can to minimize their tax burden. Compared to business owners and investors who own companies like C Corp, S Corp, or LLCs, how most people pay taxes. Business owners with corporate structure: 1. Makes money. 2. Spends. 3. Pays taxes. Institution employees: 1. Makes money. 2. Pays taxes. 3. Spends. The emphasis here is that business owners earn and spend before paying taxes, while those who work for others spend their money after tax. In this episode, he talks about the 4 main components of what Kiyosaki calls financial IQ, accounting, investment strategy, market law, and law. Understanding the legal and tax benefits contributes significantly to long-term wealth building. For example, a company may pay its expenses before paying taxes, whereas an employee is taxed first and must try to pay expenses for what remains. Companies also offer legal protection from lawsuits. When someone sues a rich person, they are usually covered with layers of legal protection and often find that the rich person has nothing in their name. They control everything but, personally, own nothing. Chapter 5. The rich invent money. Inventing money means finding opportunities or deals that other people do not have the skills, knowledge, resources, or connections to. This section states that there are 2 types of investors. 1. Investment packages are purchased by individuals who entrust their money to a developer or fund manager. It explains the way most of us invest, like buying an ETF stock or investing in a real estate crowdfunding venture. 2. Professional traders take care of their own investments, research the market to find sensible deals, then hire professionals to manage the day-to-day oversight. Professional traders have 3 things in common: identifies opportunities that other people cannot find, collects funds for investment, works with other smart people. Some people claim that there are no real estate bargains where they are, but there are significant opportunities everywhere that are overlooked. Most people are not financially trained to recognize the opportunities that lie ahead. Don't forget to subscribe for more such videos and the continuation of the series. Thanks for watching the video. Take care.